Hi everybody, let's talk about angels and how they work with us. I'm Dawn Kirkham and I've had so many wonderful experiences with angels, I thought I'd share those with you. Now it's true to say that my relationship with angels haven't always been as close as it is now. Now I was born into a Catholic family, and growing up in this faith, I really believed that angels were their icon. And being Catholic was something that I really questioned from my early teens. And by the age of 16, I knew that it really wasn't the path for me. Now, this wasn't an easy decision in an extended family of Catholics. Now, my belief in a higher power wasn't in question. I believed in a universal energy and a source. As I was understanding myself, vibration and source energy, I really was resistant to the concept of angels. I felt that these religious icons had no place in my spirituality. Now, as I was exploring, I did find lots of references to angels and I dismissed them. They really held no interest for me. But probably more truthfully, I was resisting them. Now, one day I was in a bookshop. It was in my hometown. It was a Saturday morning and I was making my weekly visit. I was perusing, as I would, the spirituality and the New Age section. Now there were books on mediumship, psychic abilities, witchcraft, energy healing, ghosts, and of course angels. I discounted those and I dived into the others. Now there was only me looking at the books in that section. There was a young man a little further down the other end of the bookshelf. He was in a completely different section. We were both engrossed in making our selections. And suddenly I heard a clatter and I looked around. A book from my section was on the floor. Nobody had touched it, but it was there. The young man looked a bit shocked. Nobody could have pulled that book out. Now, as it was in my section, I bent down and I picked it up. I kind of shrugged and smiled at the young man, and he went back to looking at his own section and selection of books, kind of shaking his head, clearly bemused by what had just happened. And I looked at the title. Now I think you've guessed that it was a book about angels, literally at my feet. Now the one thing that you've got to understand is there were so many synchronicities that were happening in my life at that time, still happen. I had been awakened by spirit and my mediumship was developing exponentially. Now during that time, many teachers and mentors were coming into my life, many in very peculiar ways that left me no doubt that spirit was at work. And some of these people, well, they weren't physical, although they did look like they were. So here I was in a bookshop and a book on angels had literally jumped off the shelf and landed at my feet. So I took it as a sign and I bought the book, as well as a couple of others that I'd like the look of. I shoved it in my bag and I continued my Saturday shopping. Now at this time, my daughter was at the age that she was allowed to go about the town, it was only a small town, with her friends and kind of give her a bit of independence, and we'd meet back at the car and go home together. I'd finished my shopping early, so I went back to the car. It was quite a warm day, so I wound down the windows, kind of tilted my chair back a little bit and relaxed. I thought perhaps I'd check out one of my books while I waited. So as I was looking at which book I was going to choose to dive into, I switched on the radio. Playing, well, you guessed it, it was Robbie Williams and Angels. What are the chances of that? Okay, I give in, I said, and I started to read the book. Now, I actually can't remember the title of the book, but it was one about angel encounters and how to work with the angelic realm. And all of my prejudice against angels and my belief that they were so deeply embedded in the Catholic faith to be of an interest to me was put to rest. In that moment, I realized that these higher beings, these manifestations of our higher selves, were ready, willing, and able to be of assistance as we navigated the twists and the turns of our physical life. I realized they had no religious affiliations. They were just high energy beings who were as much part of my spirituality as anybody else's. And since then, I've learned much about them and I've enjoyed working with them and developing a relationship. So that's a long-winded introduction on how I came to work with angels. Now, if you do a Google search, you will find millions of internet sites and blogs and vlogs all about angels. They'll all have their own take on them. I think that not everybody's view of what they are and how they want to work with us is the same. And it's certainly not the same as mine. And I invite you to find your own truth. Take from my experiences what resonates, and if it doesn't, find something that does. In fact, find your own truth through experiencing the angelic realm for yourself. And I will give you a few ideas on how to do this at the end of the video, so do stay tuned. Now, one of my struggles has always been, as I was developing my psychic and mediumship abilities, was this kind of pull between my intellect and my intuition. I'm left brain dominant, so logic has been and still is an anchor for me. Yet, despite this, I've experienced so many things that defy logic. And I'm known for my phrase, "You can't make this shit up." And it's absolutely true, you really can't. Strange occurrences, synchronicities, and things that are downright jaw-dropping are a constant in my life. So over the years, I've learned to reconcile both these aspects of myself. I still have a strong desire to understand and to intellectualize things. And I also am content to trust those things that cannot be explained. Now, I tell you this because my journey with angels has been a journey of understanding what they are and how they fit into my mental model of what energy and the universe is all about, as well as complete trust in the many experiences that I've had with them. As I said earlier, there are many different perspectives on angels, from what they look like, their gender, to their hierarchies, and much of this is quite rigid and prescriptive. Now, I found that this has been helpful for me to have kind of an understanding of what a particular angel might be known for in terms of how they can help us, so that I can connect with their essence in a meaningful, clear and focused way. However, I haven't got too entrenched with perceptions and perspectives that are too rigid. Now, I think that most people accept the concept of a guardian angel, but I always wondered if guardian angels were different from spirit guides. Perhaps higher vibrational energy, pure non-physical energy, had different names. And does it really matter what we call them? See, I don't think so. I think we're talking about the same thing. Whatever we call them, we're talking about a higher vibrational energy with the advantage of being non-physical, of being pure positive love and able to view things from that perspective. I believe that angels and guides are a manifestation of our higher self. I believe that they call us to a place of love. They remind us who we really are, and they help us when we need them. Now, if we choose to see an angel as a winged being or as a kindly benefactor, it doesn't really matter. We don't have to confirm a perception of what somebody else says they are. For me, I know that there are energy beings that want to help me. And if I choose to call them an angel or a spirit guide, it doesn't matter. But when we start to get rigid, it can sometimes get in the way of making a connection with them. Now, humans have a great desire and need to classify, organize and name things. So from science to theology, we organize our world. And I believe that we've done this to what we believe about angels as well. Now, the angel hierarchy dates back to the 4th and the 5th century. So dominions and virtues, seraphim, cherubim, angels and archangel, each with its place and purpose in the structure. And this classification system can be helpful up to a point, but it can be overwhelming and confusing, and I certainly found that. I think we over-intellectualize angels, and if we do, we can lose out developing our relationship with them and how they can help us. Now, you might already have your mental model of angels established, and maybe have developed your relationship with them. Maybe you have one or a couple that you regularly work with. And if that's you, that's fantastic. You may disagree with anything that I'm saying, and that's okay too. All I can do is to speak from my perspective, from what I believe to be true, and to share with you my experiences of connecting and working with the angelic realm. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Find your truth. Find what works for you. So let's talk about archangels. Now, depending upon the belief system or religion that you follow, there are a number of them. For many, there are 7 main archangels and a number of additional ones as well. And I'm not going to talk about each one. It would be a very long video if I did. Plus, I haven't had a personal relationship with them all. So I'm really just going to focus on the ones that I've had the most connection with and the ones that I call upon the most. So let's start with Archangel Michael. And I think that he is the most well known. And I bet that you've heard of him already. He's best known for the protection he brings. And this is certainly how I've worked with him. At times when I've been in fear for myself or a loved one, I've asked for Archangel Michael's protection, and he's never let me down. He's even left a huge white feather to show me in a very meaningful way that he was standing guard. Now, if you want to know more about that story, do check out my video on Signs of Spirit, and I'll link that in the description below. Now, Archangel Michael is depicted with a blue flaming sword, and because of this, he's great to help with cutting etheric cords that are attached to us. Now, etheric cords and what they are a whole other video, which I do plan to do. So don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell so that you're notified when it gets uploaded. Now, I'll often ask Michael to help me with my work with clients when I'm cord cutting, and he's a great ally in that. Now, the colour associated with Michael is blue. And if you want to cloak yourself in protection, you can visualize blue surrounding you and ask him to step forward. Now, there have been times when I've asked exactly that for personal protection from him. So using a blue light. Now, I found that this happened a lot in the early days of my mediumship as I was being plagued by spirits of a night as I was trying to sleep. So I would fill the room with blue light and literally ask him to stand guard at my bed while I slept. Now, there are crystals associated with Archangel Michael, and my favourite is blue kyanite. It's known as St. Michael's sword because it's a high vibration and it grows like in a blade-like form. It's also blue. So it's a great stone to connect with the essence of Archangel Michael. So next is Archangel Raphael, and he is known as the divine healer. He uses the emerald green ray and brings balance, harmony, wholeness and love to the heart chakra. He unites the mind and the body to bring about profound physical, mental and emotional healing. And over the years of my healing work, myself and my clients, I've developed a relationship with him. I call upon him to assist me. Now, the colour green is associated with Raphael, and I sometimes see this colour on a client's body when I'm working with them. And literally, Raphael is showing me where I need to concentrate on. So if you're in need of healing, any type of healing, call upon Archangel Raphael to assist you. And one of the best crystals to connect with him is green phrenite. Again, it's a naturally high vibration crystal, and it's a beautiful, calm green colour. Now, Archangel Raphael is also the protector of pets, and I've called upon him at times if I'm working with anybody trying to locate a missing animal. So next is Archangel Gabriel. Now, Archangel Gabriel is known as the messenger, and they're depicted with a golden trumpet, known as the angel of communication and expression. So you can call upon Gabriel to help you to communicate with clarity and compassion, as they help us to find our voice and speak our truth. Whatever the medium of communication you're using, whether it's written or spoken, Archangel Gabriel is there to assist you. They're also a powerful guide in relation to children. Archangel Gabriel is the angel to call on if you're having trouble with conception, with pregnancy, or with birth. Now, white is the colour most associated with Gabriel. However, sometimes gold or copper is also associated due to the colour of the trumpet that is depicted with this archangel. Now, I would recommend apophyllite as a beautiful high vibration crystal so that you can connect with the essence of Gabriel. Now, you can also pair that with a deep coloured piece of amber to really make a strong and powerful connection. And finally, Archangel Chamuel. I think this archangel is probably one of the most important ones to call upon now for what's going on in the world currently. Because Archangel Chamuel's mission is to bring peace to the world. Whether peace relates to your personal relationship or more broadly to do with communities, even countries, even the world, Archangel Chamuel can help us. Think about the deep divisions in our communities today, and we can call upon and ask Archangel Chamuel to help us to bring about peace. You can call on him when you're suffering from anxiety, when you're struggling in a relationship, or you're having a hard time forgiving somebody. Chamuel helps us to deal with difficult times and gives us the courage when we feel defeated and alone. He's the archangel to call on if you're working through problems in a marriage, if you're healing after a breakup, or you want to bring peace to any type of relationship. He's also most connected to the colour pink, and so a crystal that I would recommend for working with Chamuel is rose quartz. Now, as I say, there are many more archangels, but these are the ones that I have a personal relationship with. But I do look forward to getting to know and to working with some of the others. So it's said that due to the free will that we have as humans, angels are not allowed to interfere with our lives and will only step in if asked, unless it is a life-threatening situation. Now, I agree with that up to a point, but there are times I feel that an angel has stepped in to help without me asking specifically for help from them. Nevertheless, I do believe that as a rule, they just don't interfere in our lives. Now, you can seek an angel's help at any time. All you need to do is to ask in your mind or out loud. In the moment when you need help, you can call on a specific archangel or your guardian angel. Now, while this works well, it doesn't help you to develop a relationship with the angelic realm. So if you want to connect with an angel, here's some ways that you can do it. Now, meditation is a great way to connect with angels. It's a way of getting into the right brainwave and the vibrational state so that you can make a clear connection. Now, you can do a guided meditation, and there are loads of them on YouTube, but I like to connect with them by focusing in on my breath. And you can add a crystal into this meditation as well. So all you need to do is to get into a comfortable position and hold your chosen crystal if you're going to work with crystal as well. You can play some gentle meditation music in the background, and there are on YouTube again specific ones for angelic connection. Now focus on your breath and let go of your thoughts. Ask to connect with the essence of the angel that you want to connect with. Pay attention to what you receive. You might feel tingles. Maybe you'll feel cold or warmth as they come close. Maybe you'll see images or you'll smell something. If you have a specific question, ask and allow the answer to come. But don't be disappointed if it doesn't come immediately. Sometimes the answer will be received a day or two later, and perhaps in an unusual way, and I've definitely experienced this. Now, if you want to connect to your guardian angel and not a specific archangel, I would recommend using celestite or angelite to do this. Both are naturally high vibration stones and are connected to the angelic realm. Now, I found that automatic writing is a fantastic way to connect with angel energy. I would recommend spending some time in meditation first to get into a nice relaxed state. And if you have a specific request, ask it and then start to write whatever comes into your mind. Don't analyze what you're writing in the moment, as this will get in the way of the flow and the process. So just write. You can review it later when you're finished. Don't be surprised if nothing comes quickly or at all. Sometimes you have to sit for a while first, or several times. Now, I know some people who are proficient at automatic writing, and they'll start by moving the pen round in a circle over and over again before the words start to flow, and some even close their eyes. Now, music is a great way to lift your vibration and to make a connection with the angels. There are certain frequencies that help you to connect, and these are called solfeggio frequencies. And they encompass a 6-tone ancient scale used in sacred music. Now, more about the solfeggio frequencies will be in another video, but you can find music that uses these specific frequencies again on YouTube that you can use. And if not, you can use any music that uplifts you. It'll be a great way to help you make a connection with angels. So let's talk about angel therapy, because I've been trained in a specific form of angelic therapy that uses crystals, Reiki, sound, meditation and sacred geometry. Now, if asked, angels can assist in our healing journey, and the purpose of the session is to invoke, ask and receive angelic energy. Dependent upon the angel you wish to connect with, I'll use a set of specific crystals placed at certain points on and around your body, and this will invoke the angel. Now, if you're not sure which angel, we can work with your guardian angel, or we can identify a specific one using dowsing. Then I integrate Reiki, meditation, specific frequencies to work with the angel essence that we want to make a connection with. And this therapy can be undertaken remotely as well as in person, and it's just as effective. Sessions cost $100, and if this is something that you are interested in, please drop me an email, and I'll leave the email in the description box below. So I think the final thing that I want to say is this: we are never alone. There's a body of divine beings that are here to help us. They have the vantage point of infinite intelligence. They can help us to transcend from our physical world challenges, and they can see our divine path and help us to see and navigate it. All we have to do is to ask, to listen, and take inspired action. It doesn't matter what you call them. It doesn't matter what religion or belief system you have. They are not separated by those things. And my life has been enhanced by my developing a relationship with them. And my hope for you is that you can find this too. Now, if you like videos like this, please do consider subscribing, and do hit the bell so that you're notified when a new video is uploaded. Thank you for watching, and ta-ta for now.